such a weight off your shoulders. Like, isn't it? Like, it's just like that's how I feel like you've successfully grown up as a human is to learn how to use no appropriately and properly and know when to stand up for yourself and to be your own advocate in everything you do, whether it's medical or social or business, being your own advocate and expressing the way that you feel. And I feel like if you can accept the way you feel and notice that people may not accept it, if they don't accept who you are, then I'm sorry, I don't accept your presence in my life anymore. Be blessed, but be gone. That's like my motto on
Correct.
that, you know?
Correct. Because it's like, I've said this, I don't know if I said this with you, but it is true. I don't get mad at people. It's not like I hold myself to a higher standard. I say no, period. It's a full sentence. You're now mad. And so you're now making me feel a certain way for being honest, which I call gaslighting. Some people say that's the wrong definition of the term gaslighting. But regardless of what you call it, I'm not upset. I'm just saying, no, we don't have a problem. You're now upset. And you're not making me feel a certain way for really being honest and true and authentic to myself. Well, now I kind of have a problem with you, which I really don't, but I'm also not going to do this just to make you feel good.
Absolutely. I feel like this
Right?
whole conversation was so cathartic because it's such an important lesson to learn about maturity and growth in oneself and knowing one's values. And I feel like that goes back to everything with the Chrisleys and everything we were talking about with them and about growth and humble. Saying no is humble to ourselves. That is respecting and honoring ourselves. And that is everything. And I feel like it's not something that we cram down people's throat because we're trained to be nice to people and be acquired to people and service things that we don't want to do. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like learning it at a young age, I was bullied a lot. So like
Me too.
and then you get to a point where like I was either too fat or I was too skinny. I was too fat, so I was a fat cheerleader, and I lost a lot of weight and worked my butt off. And then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh my God, you're a tweaker." Obviously, this is the 90s because tweaker is one of those terms from the 90s. And I was like, I can't, no, F all y'all. And so that's what I did. And so I learned that if I'm not truly who I'm gonna be, then I'm not gonna be happy. So I learned that young, thank goodness, at like 15, and have played it
Really?
in my
That's
lives
really
where, oh,
good.
well, you have to when you know what I mean, when you don't have any other option but to really just no matter what you do, you're someone's going to say something about you. And
Yes.
so, but I will say though, no didn't hit me until about 3 years ago. So I was like hitting into my
See?
40s when I learned no because I'm a people pleaser. I'm an empath. I love making people happy. But I
Me
also
too.
realized it wasn't, but I was making
But then
people
you're not happy. So it's
exactly
like,
because you're exhausted and you overextend yourself and you hyperextend yourself for people who are not going to make you happy. And then I learned I can say yes to people that I know will say yes to me in the same situation. And I sideline the people that will not do that. If you're not going to operate in this like beautiful symbiotic relationship with me, which I feel like I have a lot to offer as a friend, but I also have a lot to offer to myself, it's balance. It's everything. Yeah, I know. We went on a complete tangent again,
no,
but
listen,
it's so fun.
I could it relates because now I mean yes I could talk about that stuff all day but okay so let's do this person
Yes,
we'll be
please.
by the time we're done we'll be done because we have two interesting stories today but
That's good.
Teresa Giudice I don't know if you and I
Yes.
have talked about her before I feel like we have I know I did with
Deal.
Psychic Robin like before I get into some things that are happening with her what vibes are you
Mm.
getting?
Anxious, anxiety, a lot of wondering where things are. Everything is trying to refocus. It's like she's really trying to safeguard her investments and safeguard her future and safeguard her trajectory. I feel like everything is kind of on hold now, and I feel like I'm submerged with a scuba tank that's running out of oxygen. I
Interesting.
can't breathe with her right now. Like I feel really like I have options. I can do things, but I have to wait and sit still until they actually send down that other tank so that I can come up slowly and re-rise again. But everything is like frozen with her right now. Like everything is like nothing's moving right now. Everything is like stuck. So I feel like she's trying to safeguard her future. But right now I feel like I'm like waiting. I feel like the waiting room, but it's also like the waiting room that's going to tell you whether you have cancer or not. You know what I mean? Like it's like a big deal. So what's up here? Because I'm like, I can't breathe.
Well, There's two things with her. There's her personal life and finances and the show. So she's on the
Oh
show, Real Housewives of New Jersey. So the show, look, she has fallen out with these two people, Melissa and Margaret. One of them is her sister-in-law. It's really neither here nor there. Last season, she didn't speak to this woman, Melissa, at all for the whole, like, if this was on camera. Imagine there's 8 people and you film an entire reality show and they didn't speak. The show ended. The network is like, this just doesn't work. Sorry. She has said, I will never speak to Melissa again, ever. It's over. And the network's like, okay, well, the whole damn show is paused. Now, in a way, a compliment to her, because if they really could just say, screw you, we're going to go on without you. That was in August, September, October, November. This was last year,
my
2024.
God.
Yes, she said, I will never speak to, and they said, look, it's this show is not coming back in 2025. So nobody really knows what the plan is. So she has gone from I will never speak to Melissa again, January, February, March, April. She's still saying this. May. Now we have this event. It's called BravoCon coming up. It's a whole thing. She's going. This woman, Margaret, she doesn't speak to, is going. Melissa and this other woman, Dolores. Well, just last week said she'll never speak to Melissa again. Now she was just asked, would you come back with the whole cast? Like, would you come back if Melissa comes back? And she's saying yes. So now, like, it seems, I mean, was this the network's plan? Because, I had lots of theories when this was paused. Everyone said it's Melissa or Teresa. Is Melissa going to come back or Teresa? Let's choose one. And it shows, I mean, was this the plan of the network all along to just listen? By the way, she also made around probably $2 million. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just taking a guess. So you can say, I'm never going to do something. Well, we're a year later. Eventually, one day you wake up and never becomes never, but maybe, right? Was this the network's
Safeguarding her
plan?
future. Safeguarding her future. Was this a network's plan? I do believe so. I feel like this was definitely something that they held on strongly to because the show comes back stronger with all 8 of them. If it comes back with one not there, it's a risk. So was this a publicity stunt from the get-go? No. This was real hatred for each other. They are exhausted because here's the thing is like we can hate each other, but we can also make a couple million dollars. A couple million dollars is a couple million dollars. I'm just saying, if I had to be in a room with a person that I completely despise for like, a couple months and shoot a show, people do it all the time. And you smile and nod and you leave and you close off your energy. So I feel like this was orchestrated by, I feel like this, yeah, they were like, you know what? We'll bring the show back. The show is coming back. It's coming back with all of them, you know? And it's going to be very interesting to see the way they're able to accommodate a smile. Like I would be like,